Every once in a while there's a movie that doesn't necessarily look that great. In this case I saw the trailer and it honestly looked pretty bad. And then I debate whether or not I want to review it, and in this case I took the chance. I gambled and I lost, because this is just not a very good movie. I mean, I want to preface this by saying that I'm a fan of Will Smith, I like him. I've also liked some stuff that Ang Lee has made, like Brokeback Mountain. I didn't even mind Life of Pi, I thought it was sort of fascinating. But this one, I'm not really sure what went wrong, but it's just... I was gonna say it's a mess, but it's not. It's actually pretty coherent. Everything fits together and works as far as the story goes, and nothing about the filmmaking really stood out as being terrible either. But it does feel a lot like a product of a bygone era for some reason. A movie like this would have fit in seamlessly somewhere in the 90s. This kind of sci-fi action drama with a bankable lead and a pretty passable story. These kind of movies with really only one simple hook to bring you in and to get your attention. But in this day and age, it feels dated, really dated. And in this case the hook is the whole doppelganger clone thing. Will Smith is gonna face off with himself, isn't that exciting? Well, sort of, as a premise, but I was more curious about where they would actually take this story. But turns out they didn't really end up doing very much with it at all. It's all just very simple and straightforward, there aren't really any twists or surprises. Now, hypothetically, if you went into this knowing absolutely nothing about it, then I could see this being sort of semi-interesting to you. But let's be real, you're probably not gonna go into this knowing absolutely nothing. Why? Well, because the only surprise and twist in this whole thing is the two Will Smiths thing. And that is plastered all over the promotional material for this. It's the hook. So if you know anything at all about this, you're gonna know there's gonna be two Will Smiths. Which means the only real surprise, the only interesting thing about this is no surprise at all to anyone. So yeah, as far as the story goes, it just felt bland and uninspired. I mean, it even starts with the old he's an assassin but he's gonna retire trope, which we've seen a billion times before, and of course it's not gonna go smoothly. And it doesn't get much better after that because it doesn't really come up with anything new or exciting. And even the hook, the young Will Smith character, was kinda creepy to be honest. And I'm not sure how they did that, if they did some sort of de-aging on Will Smith, or if he was just fully CGI, but it was kinda eerie, because he looked almost real. But not quite, he hit that sort of uncanny valley area where you don't fully buy it. So at no point did I actually believe I was watching a real person, which is a bit unnerving. Every scene with him I was just thinking, I'm watching computer graphics right now. Which obviously doesn't help with the immersion and just took me out of it. Not that I was fully into it most of the time anyway, but I will say that, well, some of the action was really good, I enjoyed it. At times it managed to get fairly exciting. And the pacing wasn't terrible, it didn't really drag too much. But as far as the story and the characters go, there just wasn't much of anything that compelling going on. It more or less just fell flat, and even the humor wasn't that great. Although I did probably get a few mild chuckles out of it. But yeah, overall, this one definitely didn't do anything particularly worthwhile. In fact, it felt kinda pointless and like a bit of a waste of time. However, would I recommend it? Well, no, not really. You can easily find something else to watch. So I'd say this one is pretty safe to skip. Or don't. After all, I'm not your dad. But hey, what are your thoughts on this? Have you seen it? Did you like it? Let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, maybe give it a thumbs up or sub to the channel, because that would be fantastic. And if you'd like, you can also support me on Patreon or PayPal through the links in the description. And as always, I appreciate you and thanks for watching.